So welcome to the second school and sports meeting. We had one in 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was just an initial to give them an idea of what we're going to be doing in the medical mission. And then, so this is like a little bit to organize in a sense that items, all the things that we are going to do at school in one of the athletic center there in Tanzania. So I am gonna introduce myself. My name is Dr. Harriet Gabon, and I know this is the first time I'm seeing Hadija. So, and Miss Sandy is here. Yay! President CEO of QHSC. Been in business with a title for 1.5 years now, going to the second year, but has been practicing behind the scene since 2017. And Mr. Tuntufia here is going to attest to that, because the first 3 years I went over there was by myself, and then him and his wife, Miss Jessica, have been an instrument for this QHSC from the Tanzanian side. So, and you're going to get to see them hopefully every day when they're there, because they'll be guiding us, and they'll be able to go to see their athletic center where they have all these youth soccer club, which you're going to hear from him when he gives the introduction. But so QHC also focus on 2 areas. One area is acute setting, where we go to the hospitals training healthcare workers, and then try to share our best practice and try to improve patients' lives, and for them increasing clinical competencies. And also on the second part, we engage in the community outreach activities, which the school is largely part. We all focus on the pediatric population, because once we educate the pediatric population, then you're building the next healthy future people. So we've been always go to the schools, which select these schools as an at-risk schools, places that we have identified that they need all the resources, and then we go and work with them. And then so I'm going to give you a little brief later when we're talking about the school, the selection of the school and why did we choose that school. But just in general, we always do 2 things. So our main focus for the whole organization is QHSC, which is Quality Healthcare Solution and Consulting. So we are going in there to share our best practice and discuss what they do, and then try to offer our suggestions and see what it works for them. And to the end, we're providing on a consultation. We're not going to take over their care or services or something like that. So we are just there as a consultants part. And we hear us keep saying consulting, consulting, consulting. So today, as I said, we invite people who we are going to work with. Miss Clara, one of the teacher from Minazini. We also invited the head teacher, but I'm not sure if she'll be able to attend. But if Miss Clara has been an instrument also to work with us, so if she's here, then I'll get you guys to say hi. And then also when we're in Tanzania, on the community side, we work with Magnet Youth Association, where this is an elite group which they train the children in the soccer area. And so now we have 3 people who are going to to educate these 830 children on the sports side of it. And also they're going to go to Magnet and then work with coaches, teachers, and kids and parents, and then just to be able to share our nutrition and some of the training we do. And then now we have people who are sports related, so they're going to do some drills and stuff. So we're going to get more information as the meeting goes on. So that's just a little background. And the medical mission, of course, is on starting the September 12th to September 24th, but give and take the days that we're traveling. So those are the things that we will focus on. The actual volunteering days are 8 days. And then, so 4 days the first week, 4 days the second week. And so all the schedule are gonna be like jam pack on those areas. And we're gonna be focusing on 4 areas. So as I said, for the community outreach area is the school and the Magnet side of it. Okay, so I am gonna let you guys introduce, at least you know who is here, and then we're gonna start the meeting. On my left is the one and only, Mr. Parank.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. I'm Parank Siakabe. I'm the VP for QHSC, and I am in the Mjini of Virginia.
Mji wa Virginia, yes.
Mji wa Virginia.
Yes, thank you.
Sunday.
Miss Bree.
My name is Bree, and I'm currently a nursing student in Florida, and I'm very excited.
Yay. Miss Sandy?
Hi, I'm in Jensen Beach. I'm Sandy Knipe, and this is my first venture into a mission trip, and I'm super excited. And I hope to be able to contribute. Administratively, I used to play soccer, yes. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm excited. I'm glad to be part of it. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we are blessed to have you. Then, yes, we want to put you to work, and you're going to see those kids, and you're going to be running around. Yes.
Oh, love it. I love it. I'm excited.
Good. Mr. Tuntufi? Oh, you're muted.
Muted.
I muted just and I forgotten to unmute it. Also, my name is Tuntu. I'm from Tanzania, based in Dar es Salaam. We have a soccer academy or a football academy, and we train kids from 4 years up to 18 years. And in Dar es Salaam, we have like 7 centers. So I'm the chairman and a co-founder.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Mr. DJ?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm Khadija, and I'm a medical student from Tinjo Medical University. I live in Tanzania, but I study in China, and occasionally I do volunteering here. So it's good to be with you guys.
No, thank you very much. We're excited. And so right now, are you in Tanzania? So when we come in September, then we hang out with you, right?
Yeah, right now I'm in Dar es Salaam.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We're excited. Yes, and then the one and only Miss Theresa.
Oh, hi, everyone. I'm Theresa Cooper. This is my first medical mission as well. I'm so excited to be going along. Yay! I'm going to be helping Miss Kristen in the schools in giving nutrition education lessons. So super excited to be part of the group.
Thank you very much, Miss Theresa. You're welcome. Miss Cassandra, or Cassandra, also known by CB.
Hi, how you doing, everyone? My name is Cassandra. Call me CB. I have a background with youth from infant to adolescence, and I've done sports since, as I mentioned in the video, since 2nd grade, been involved. And I'm looking forward to the mission and working with the youth in Tanzania. Thank you for the opportunity.
So if anybody has not seen that video, that was so cool. And she kicked the ball to somebody. So hopefully the person was, hopefully catch the ball. So she's gonna probably definitely be running around with those kids, and we bring her to Magnet to show off her skills over there. And we see the little kids, if they will show off their skills to you. So we're excited. Thank you. We are looking forward to that. I think that's all people I have on my screen. Yes.
Oh, there's a Harriet Gaboni.
That's the recording person. But anyway, so thank you very much for coming in. I know we have almost like 4 people. Dr. Ngido said he couldn't come because he's working in the emergency room right now. Dr. Msambi Chaka is on call. I mean, she's on call right now. And Miss Christine, she said she's working from 1 to, which is later now. But anyway, so we're gonna share this video for them. And we'll, hopefully Ms. Clara will join us. That's the teacher from Minazini. We've been communicating with her back and forth, and so could have been nice if she was here, but if not, then we just update her from what we have so far. Maybe if anybody has any question or things that you want me to address to include as I continue going over this schedule about the school, things maybe might not be clear as of now. Like, what are we doing over there? No? Okay. I'm going to share my screen and then we can start. Okay, so you can see, we're just gonna give a little background of the medical mission as when I was doing my introduction there. we're gonna let you know that we did finally got the permission to go to school. So thank you for all the people who worked so hard, Mr. Alpha and Ms. Clara, to help us to get secure that letter from the Kinondoni Municipal. We already discussed about the medical mission is from September 12th to 24th. And then, so we have 32 people from US and then 10 people from Tanzania who are going to be the global volunteers. And then you may be meeting them throughout the month of August through the videos, and we post them. That if you see those, please share, and so people know that what we're going to do in Tanzania, just to try and get them involved, get them excited, and so they can come with us. So when we start sharing those live feeds, so people will know who we are and what exactly are we doing, and hopefully they will in turn help us do what we need to do. Okay, so the selection, the reason we chose the Minazini is because it's one of the at-risk area where we have been communicating with Ms. Clara for 2 years now. And then so she did advise us that the school may need help. And then so the reason that we decided to join with that school is because the school needs help in the area that we usually do our medical mission. One of them getting a TC school supplies. The next one was health promotion and disease prevention. So of course, this theme for this organization started even before COVID. So of course now COVID make it even more important of teaching the kids to do hand washing. Now, of course, hand washing goes with dental hygiene because the kids are going to be away from the parents. So they need to learn when they need to brush their teeth, what type of food they need to eat. And if they eat those food, what do you need to do either before or after eating the food, or before going to sleep, or after they wake up. So that is also involved in the dental hygiene part. But for this mission, the one emerging topic or need came is the children not having enough to eat or don't have anything to eat before they come to school. And if they come to school, they end up getting fainting because they're hungry. So we started thinking of contributing or raising money to buy breakfast for the kids. Unfortunately, we didn't get to our target goal. However, we are going to do the best thing we can, which is to try and support them now by buying them lunch. So one of the area now they have as a school, they offer the students lunch. But when I say they offer, they make it available for students to, sorry, my screen is frozen here. They make it available for students to have lunch, but then still the student have to bring money. So we know this is the area that students don't have the money, first of all. According to Ms. Clara, only 25 to 50% in a day are able to bring the money. So the problem is, that means it's almost more than 50% up to 75% cannot afford. That means they're going to school, study the whole day without eating anything else. And then so as QHSC members and friends, a lot of volunteers were concerned that we don't want to keep the children running around the whole day without giving them anything to eat. So when this opportunity arises, which we learned of it like 3 days ago, that the school at least offer there's somebody who is cooking the food right at school and provide it. So we said, maybe let's get to collect some donations and try to buy those children that lunch. And then at least that will help us. So when we are teaching them, at least the children are full, and then they're able to pay attention and learn something from there. So when we investigate a little bit more, for each child needs to pay 500 shillings, which here in the US, a quick math, it will be just like only 25 cents for lunch, but then we need to be able to pay for 850. So I said 850 because also we have the teachers. So you're not going to feed the children without feeding the teachers. So that's why I put the math for 850. So imagine 500 shillings per child, and then there are 850 of them per day. So per day is going to be 425,000 shillings. And then so if we were there for 8 days, which we started Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the first week. The second week we'll be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we did not want to leave Friday. We just feed them Monday through Thursday and then Friday without eating. So that's not right. So we added the 9th day there. So that's why you see 425,000 times 9. It ended up to be $3,825,000 shillings. So that's about $1,738. So if you're doing an easy math, you probably have to do like we aim to raise up to $2,000, so at least for the transaction purposes, international transfer and all the stuff. But anyway, so knowing that the children, almost 3/4 of the students cannot afford it, so it became apparent to us, and that's where the area we are focusing on. So if you know anybody who has money underneath their mattress, or they're keeping it for rainy days, that would be great if they can donate, and then we can buy those children lunch for those days. Our original goal is to buy the lunch for the whole year, but we're still working on it, and God has been great. So when we are able to, we'll be able to accomplish that. So what do the kids get? So when they buy that lunch, most of the time it can be just rice with beans, and sometimes with uji. Like uji means like a porridge, you know, like almost oatmeal consistency, kind of, to try and give you the food. So the way it's divided in a day, awali means it's like a kindergarten. So first grade and second grade, those we eat that meal around 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm giving you this time because when we come to discuss about the schedule of teaching, you have to have this in mind, that the first and second grade and the kindergarten have to get their classes either before their lunch, or if it's after lunch, you need to know what you need to do. You don't want to plan sports after lunch. The minute they eat after lunch, others are going to throw up. So that's why I put those time over there. So for those 3 grades, they're going to eat, you know, like the porridge and the rice. So it's almost like a consistent of the oatmeal kind of it. So they will have that around 10, and then usually their day end at 12. So the 3rd grade to the 7th grade, they eat their lunch at 2 in the afternoon. So, and their lunch consists of like rice and beans. They say like pilau bubu means like usually pilau consists of the meat or some protein, but for them it's just plain rice and beans. So for people who miss Theresa, I'm sure she's scratching her head now. It's almost like one consistent starch and protein. Although some beans have some protein in there, but not as much as if we had meat. However, we have to do the best thing, the next best thing, which the beans will work for that time. Also, the summer is too hot. So we also, area that we're focusing on is hydration. If we're going to ask these kids playing around in the sun and running them around all over the place, I'm sure Ms. CB here is going to agree with me. If you exercise and hydration goes hand in hand, otherwise the child is going to pass out. So we do need to make sure they have water. According to Ms. Crowder, they have like a well source of water there at school, but they don't have the containers for the kids to fill in the water and keep hydrated throughout the day. So the easier way for us to address the hydration issues is to buy them a water bottle. According to Ms. Claire, she was saying there was an types of water bottle that the children can have. It costs like 1,000 to 2,000 shillings, which is about like $1 of US dollar. So for all those 850, we're including the teacher too. So if we were doing those math, then we have to be able to buy those kids those containers, so they will be able to fetch water there and go, whether doing exercise or going to class. So that's one of the area that we are focusing on, and it's going to be a big part of our training there when we're at the school. Do you have any question about that, Pat?
I was going to add, you mentioned it the other day, and that bottle that they'll use for water or for drinking water, hopefully that they'll have that to use throughout the year. So we'll keep them hydrated for who knows how long. So.
Which is true. Thank you, Mr. Sekabe. In the beginning, we were thinking, okay, let's buy them a bottle of water like this. But the problem is after they drink once, they're going to throw this away. And it's just going to become garbage all over the place, and it's not going to be used for the next time. So buying an actual container or a bottle of water, which they can keep for the rest of the year, which is going to be fiscally responsible for us, and of course make sure that the children are able to keep it for the rest of the year, which would be a good thing for them, because they can run around with doing sports. They can have something in there, and when they're going home, they can put water and stay hydrated throughout the day. So that's why we went to that route. But it does cost money. Okay, so if there's any question, schedule now it comes. So as I said, we already say we're going to do those 8 full days of training. So we arrived at 9/12, so 13, 14, 15, 16, those are the first week of the training at the school. And then the next week is the 19, 20, 21, 22. That's going to be, and then 23, everybody has other things that I need to do. So the children right now, we have the schedule that they have the censor to, Ms. Clara said as of yesterday, she said there's 790, but they're still doing registration and in and out. So chances is they might get to 800 by the time we get there. So because this is the time that they do registration, especially for the awali, all those kindergarten kids who are preparation to get to first grade, so the number can change. You can see there's only 32, so it might increase, and that's why we are aiming for 830, because we know there's a potential, she always say potential for first grade, it'll be like 119. So you can see there already close to 80, the difference between that number by the time they finish the registration. So that's why we are aiming high. We don't want to go there and you find the backpack you have, and then probably 10 kids are missing it. So that won't be good. So from there, they have 22 teachers right now. So 14 are full-time employees, and then 8 of them are volunteering. So total of 22. And then there's, out of those 22, there are only 3 male and then 19 female teachers. So she gave me those statistics because we had other things that we were discussing, like if we had something that we needed to donate it in the agenda specific, so then we need to be able to acknowledge that part if we know ahead of time. And then also on top of that, the people, staff, like there's walinzi or the guards. So there's 1 female and 1 male. That's why I put 1+1. So in total, be like only 24 people added to that 790 with the new potential of new registrars. So we are aiming for 830. The topic that we're going to be focusing on at the school is hand wash technique, dental hygiene, education, nutrition and healthy eating, physical exercise, which is sports comes into play, vision screening, because we are going to have a lot of optometrists who are going to help us to screen these children and see if they're struggling in the classes. Are they struggling because they are not able to, or is it because they cannot see? Because majority of the children have never had the physical exam. So remember, this is the area of at-risk children. So they don't have that routine physical exam like what we have here in the United States. So that's why we, when we were blessed enough to have Dr. Vanessa Stanville, who will be doing screening with other optometrists from Muhimbili, I believe there are 5 of them. So then, yes, it will be a great thing for these children to have at least the visual acuity and then vision screening to see if they need glasses for reading, or if they have any disease in their eyes, then they need to get care as soon as they can before, so it doesn't interfere with the academic progress. And then new thing this year, so we are going to do with art and science and painting. This is like inspiring things that Ms. Clea and Ms. Shani are going with us to the medical mission to come and do that part. So we're still working on a little more details, but to see how many we can get a surprise, because you know, every child may like to do the painting and stuff. So more like we're focusing on the little ones to give them, you know, like ideas and be inspired and see what they can do. So stay tuned, we get more feedback, especially at the end of the month when we finalize everything by then. Okay, so that's the schedule. So now how are we gonna do that schedule? So this is what we need help to think through. So if I'm thinking of the schedule, thinking of the 8th grades, maybe the 7th grade to the awali or the kindergarten, that's added to the 8th grade. So think of those 8 days with 8 grades to have all those 5 or 6 topics. No, 5 topics with vision screening, just to be taking them out. So let's say 6 areas. So we need to have those 6 areas with this 8 days. And that's why the schedule comes. So that means if you have a first grade going to have a vision screening, you have the second grade is going for receiving the training from nutrition. And then the third grade should be doing another thing. And then fourth grade should be sports. So all those things have to be itemized to make sure the classes are not crashing. And remember, they still have to be doing their own schoolwork in between. So we have to play around with that number to make sure everybody knows where they're going, which grade is going to be seen, or which grade is going to do what, and what time it is. So that's the part to which we are still working on it. So if somebody has interest and are good at playing with the schedules, I welcome your help. So it's going to require a lot of planning and to make sure everything is covered. And then so the schedule for school, usually they're there from 6 in the morning. We're not going to be there at 6 in the morning, more like it's going to be at 8. So 8 until 2 o'clock, we have to plan our schedule and activity that way. So if the children have sports on each day, they have to have kids who have sports probably twice a day or something like that. Like twice a day for the facilitators, I mean the trainers, like Miss CB. So she can teach probably around 9 to 10, one class, maybe around 12 to 1, another class, like there's in between, so like regroup or get your surprise ready for the next course. So let's say for health, for nutrition, and they might have 2 or 3 times a day. Hand washing, they might have 2 or 3 times a day for different classes. So that's the part the schedule is going to be. So you teach maybe 1 hour, and then in between you're regrouping for the next one. So it's going to be like you're jumping 1 hour. So you have only 6 hours in a day to do those multiple classes. So that's why it requires a lot of planning ahead. And by the end of this month, when we have a general meeting, that's the time that the schedule is going to come out with the people who are going to be teaching. So you have sports, then Miss CB, Miss Yesi, and Mr. Mike. So they're right there on the sports part. So then they can't do anything else, only those 3 spots. And then the same thing. So everybody's going to be on each section, and then we know which group you're going to do. If you're doing hand washing, you're going to do hand washing the whole day. Yes, you're going to teach maybe 3 classes in that day. And then the next day you can do dental hygiene. Or hand washing, because it's short, it can be combined with dental hygiene. So 1 hour, you can teach both of the classes. So you can still teach 3 times in a day, because you have to skip at least 1 hour to prepare for the next class. So you can have your surprise. So as I said, there's more things to plan according to those schedules. Any questions? Any ideas, suggestions and stuff? Going once? Going twice?
I think I have a question.
Huh? Go ahead.
I have a question. I thought there was going to be like the physical education was going to be later in the afternoon. I'm not sure, because I thought there was something going on in the afternoon. Or is that for the sports teams?
So in the this is after the dinner, I mean the lunch team added. In the beginning, yes, we were thinking because of the end of the day, so we let the students do the exercise and then go home, because they'll be sweating and stuff. Yes. So when she said yesterday that now the children are eating at 2, so now, so do we do sports at 3 when they just finish eating, or should we do the sports before that? So those are the things that we need to figure out now. Because throughout the day, each class have the PE, physical education class. Even if before lunch, they have those classes already embedded in their routine schedule.
Okay.
Yeah, so then I said, once the lunch thing is added, so some of the schedule is gonna be adjusted. And that's why it's gonna require some planning and asking questions. Yes, Mr. Tuntu.
Yeah, so sorry, I didn't look very clear on the schedule, but what time will they be breaking from classes to join the program?
No, some of the, are you talking about just a regular training like hand washing and dental?
Yeah.
No, we're gonna use.
No, I mean like, because we say like, the program for them will start in the afternoon, right? Like they'll also still have their usual classes, right?
Yes. So
what time will the program?
In the beginning, we were they were saying we're gonna do stuff in the evening, on the evening, so we don't change their schedule for classes. However, when the lunch thing came into play, according to them, so she was saying, for example, hand washing and dental hygiene can be taught at 9 o'clock in the morning, in place of maybe they had another science class there. So we can embed it in there, you know. So instead of waiting until 3 o'clock, you can still do dental hygiene in the middle of the day, replacing, I don't know, whatever science class or something that they have. So the regular classes, they can be embedded. The question now comes on the sports ones. So if we join in the PE schedule classes, which they do have it, so it's going to be probably one at 8 in the morning, another one is probably another grade around 3 in the afternoon. So if that's the case, then that's what we're going to fit in there. Although we wanted sports to be at the end of the day, but now sports is going to be in the middle of the regular classes. So in those 2 weeks, the chances is some of the classes are going to, schedules are going to be interrupted to fit in QHSC in there.
Okay.
I do have.
Go ahead.
So in the morning, you were saying earlier the age groups were the younger children and they leave earlier before the older children?
Yes, so all the kids show up at 6 in the morning. They do the first hour cleaning the school, you know, like the routine housekeeping things. And then 7 o'clock, they start doing classes. So, but the little kids, kindergarten, first and second grade, at 10, that's why they eat their lunch. And then, but the older kids continue with the classes, their lunch is at 2 at the end of the day. So the kids who eat at 10, by 12, their day is over, they go home. So if we need to teach them sports or doing hand washing or anything else, we need to start with them because they'll be gone before 12 o'clock. Yes, we're gonna lose that 1 hour for lunch at 10 to 12, 10 to 11, but we have at least 3 or 4 hours before and 1 hour, 12 to 1, I said 11 to 12 to catch them for something else. So the issue is, should we schedule their exercise at 11 to 12 after they eat their lunch, or should we schedule the exercise at 8 or 9 in the morning? If you're focusing on those the little ones who will leave early.
Yeah, well, I would recommend they do it before they eat if that's possible or made possible. And then they could just, and then they'll go into class after they leave us, correct? Because they continue, like, as you mentioned before, they continue their schedule.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that's,
so
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm listening.
No, I said that's why, because before we had, the lunch and the thing was not there, and then they wanted us to keep the kid until 4 in the afternoon. So we had some concern because I don't want to keep the child who arrived at 6 in the morning until 4, who has not eaten anything, you know, so that was my concern before. Yes, Ms. Theresa has been gracious enough from Clif bars, and they offered so many Clif bars. Now it's almost like 2,800 Clif bars. So it's great, but still it's not going to replace the price of meal, you know, so that's the part which, but now I think she's saying, according to the government and the school, they're offering the lunch, but the lunch is not free. The children have to pay for it. So I said, great. So if the lunch is available there, if we can raise money and try and pay for the lunch, at least we know they've eaten. Or even if Ms. CB, you work them out for like a 9 to 10, and then they go and eat, at least you know that even if you use that energy, they're going to get something before they pass out going home. You know what I mean? So at least that way. Go ahead.
No, I said, okay, so I understand how it's gonna flow, and we'll just set it up correctly. And when I get the other sports individuals as well, we just set up the stations or the drills we're gonna do beforehand.
Yes, and in fact, that's what I was saying, like if you're teaching their Wali at maybe 7 to 8, and then you go to first grade or second grade, maybe 8 to 9, you'll be like in one area, they will come to you on that part. So there'll be somebody else who is getting them. Okay, you finish the kindergarten one, okay, go away. So the first and second grades, they might show up. And if it's possible for you guys to do this 2 grades in one, although there's 200 kids, that'll be too many, maybe 1 grade at a time. We still have those 8 days. So if you have, because there's 8 grades, so you can still have each group once a day if possible, or you can just tag team them, like what, I'm gonna let Mr. Branca talk about that part. Go ahead with the sports.
Okay.
Oh, no, what I was going to mention is that you mentioned, we don't want the kids to, come and play or, do physical education at a certain time and then have them pass out. It sounds like an exaggeration, but it's not. And it's actually something that happens regularly where the child, because one of the things that we're looking at is the fact that they're considered to be food insecure. So the fact that they can pass out just from a normal day's activity at the school is not uncommon. So just keep that in mind.
Yes. Any other questions?
And then, as you were mentioning earlier, so I think there's 3 areas in sports where they want us to provide training. Is it? Or I believe it's the football, soccer, netball, and volleyball.
Yes. So, I mean, those are the team they have specific right now at the school. So when you're training them, it depends on if you, the amount of time also is limited. Remember, if we want to get only the athletes, then we can give them extra at the end of the day, because now at least they're eating. I don't feel bad to say, okay, keep them an hour later, So before that, I didn't want to do that because I kept saying, no, we're not keeping the kids who are not eating the whole day. So now at least we can revisit again. The regular kids, we get, they're each 1 hour PE, and then the athletes, then they can have their own day at the end of the school, because by then now we have people, the facilitators who can train them at the end of the school, and the kids can get specific training either for the netball or volleyball or soccer.
So then throughout the school day and the time of the mission, we're going to focus solely on football or soccer. Is that it? Or
more likely it's going to be soccer and netball. I'm not sure for anybody who plays netball here. But I think if they're doing just the exercise can work for any athlete. But if they're specifically for soccer, then definitely they can focus on soccer, which is fine.
Okay. And then for the netball, from what I've seen, I guess there's drills. There's some drills. Some of the drills can be used for any sport, but there's some skills that we could work on in terms of, let's say, passing or lateral movements, shooting, things like that. So there's some skills that they could work on for that as well.
Mm-hmm. And when the people from sports get together and identify the each, I mean, like the workshop and stuff, whatever they identify that they need to be doing it, then that's definitely is going to be included on the schedule. Yeah, like what Ms. Kasani was saying, they're going to talk to each other and see what kind of sports drills they need, and then come and share with us. So that also gives us this a segue to Mr. Tuntu and his elite team. So you want to give us a little background of what you guys do there, and then so what do you think you will need from our sports people?
Okay. So basically, as I said, like we are focusing with children from 4 years up to 18 years. And we have 7 centers in Dar es Salaam. So they're quite dispersed. But of course, they're all in one side of Dar es Salaam. I would say, okay, like 4 of them, they're like in one side of Dar es Salaam that we call as the northern part of Dar es Salaam, where it's even closer to the school that you guys will be going. Normally for us, like they train 3 to 4 times a day. And our training are usually or predominantly from 4 p.m. up to 5:45. But again, we also have another age group, like most of them, like, the one who are 17, maybe they're not in school anymore, or someone to go to the college. Of course, we had some who are drop out. So they're not in school, they're just playing soccer, which I know is not a good thing, but that's a reality. So we're also trying to, there are a few of them, of course, but we're also trying to come out with some of the program that, we'll also try to address some challenges that will complement in case, either if they go professional or not, or sometime, if anything happen, like, those injuries that make someone out of this of the sports. So they definitely need to have something. So this is one of the things, maybe when we are here, we can also try to discuss on how we can address the situation for those who are dropouts, or, so that is one. But again, for the other kids who are under 17, I would say almost over 90% are in school. So the timing definitely have to be in the afternoon. But the days also differs in some of the centers. So we will have to decide like which days are good, looking on the calendar that you guys have sent. Then I think we'll adjust ourselves accordingly. But the nutrition part of it is also important, so that at least, they got to understand or to be reminded on what they need to eat, when they need to avoid, as long as athletics requires. Then I don't know if we'll do the same, like the health check, the examinations, like the Vita thing, the vital cards. Are we going to do this time around or no?
At least now, because we know for the school now, it's going to allow us to go during the day. I think we might be able to do it probably the couple days that they're coming to do the training. So some of the other people will come and do separate, but we need to figure out where logistic now. So if we are coming with 20 people who are coming and do the vital signs and screening, that could be done even if for the people who are doing sports on the other side of the town doing it. So we have to figure out the logistic now. Yeah.
Okay, and then the drills, of course, the soccer lady there, right?
Yes.
So yeah, so probably it will be something good to have it, and with the situation like in Tanzania, the female football or soccer is not that much advanced. And then, that will be a strong message, like, I've been there, done that and this and that, and run some drills, which, it will be good. And probably the injury prevention, for the athletes, that will also be key. So I think those are kind of the area that we'll be looking forward. And, if you have more than that, it's okay.
No, that's good, because we did all of them that you mentioned except the drill last time, because last time we didn't have people who were specifically for sports background. Yeah. So we can still do that injury prevention, which was like a half an hour training. And then so we have to figure out the time that you are coming and how many centers they come up there, how many people you can secure to put them in one location. And then we come up there, and then just because at least now we do have a number, more volunteers. Last time we did have volunteer, but not as much to split up and do all this stuff. And we can do the same thing like what we did last time, because last time we had 2 sessions, and the other side, they're doing vital signs and weights and stuff. And the other side, they did...
doing nutrition.
Yes. So right now we do have more people. It only depends on, if we want 2 or 3 areas that are teaching, spread them out in a small group of the kids, that's fine. But we need to figure out how long, first of all, is it 2 hours or 3 hours, one area for your session? Is it duplicating the same students, or we're gonna split it up? The first day is one group, and then we come back the second group, the second day is the second group. So if that's the case, then we need to figure out that part, because that will allow us to know how many people I need to send it to you, and then how many people are needed to complete those 4 areas that you mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. Any other questions from anybody? Ideas, suggestions?
Yes, I have something for CB.
Oh, she's there.
Okay, I put in the group chat there the name of the organization that our chairman, Mr. Tuntu, runs there. It's called Magnet Tanzania. If you have an Instagram account, I'm not sure if they're on any other social media, you can actually kind of get a profile on them and see what they see what they do there. So
thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
I do have a question.
Yes.
To the gentleman who was speaking beforehand.
Yes.
When he mentioned the young girls' interest in soccer, what does interest them over there as far as sport or athletics that's popular in Tanzania?
Okay, so the popular sports in Tanzania is soccer. Okay, that's one, and maybe the second one could be like a basketball.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, yeah, the challenge that maybe someone not being interested is more about the female, like the girls' soccer, probably. This is one of those which, has not called so much of their attention. Yeah, it's coming up, but it's not to that level.
And what are they interested, if you don't mind my asking? Soccer, if anything.
Yeah. So one, I would say they feel it's so masculine, okay? Culturally, like, okay, so they feel so masculine. So, it's for boys and men. And second, it's a culture thing, which, some people still feel the same, as I said, like, it's a men kind of a sports, okay? So I would say that, those two. But what we do at Magnet, basically, we encourage so much of that. And we also even giving some discount for girls, some scholarships for girls, of course, including men's. And so we're trying to push, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure, thank you.
Okay, so then speaking of that, Mr. Chairman, if you can share that video for Miss CB showing off her kicking, then they will see, okay, she's a female, she can play soccer and still be professional and, like be satisfied and hold as a career. So they can do that. So that'll be nice. It's only 1 minute, 10 seconds.
Yeah, basically, like the other good thing, like we got one lady, or the girl that got a scholarship. She used to play at Magnet, so she got a scholarship going to UK, doing sports and academic. So those are kind of things that now speak a lot. Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Mr. DJ?
If you don't mind, can someone explain what the drill means? I don't know.
That's okay. Miss CB?
Usually it's just an activity that really implements the skill set of whatever you're doing. Like if it's running or agility, going side to side, if you're going to keep running back and forth, have to keep your balance. So usually the drill is set up to really work on that set of muscle and that part of your body. So if you have to have quick feet, you'll be doing running in and out of hoops or like circles or holes or something like that, or back and forth from cone to cone. That teaches them to have a certain skill set with a certain part of their body. That's the best I can explain it right now. Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello?
And
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I was going to say too, before Tutu chimes in, drill is also repetition. It just means to do it over and over and over again so you can get better at it as well.
Mr. Chairman, you wanted to say something?
Oh, you want me to? Yeah, no, I think they're all in the same line. It's more particular for athletics, and sometimes used to prepare them for the session and, getting fit, and yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Adija, for the questions. We are all learning here. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
any
you.
other questions? Mr. Steve Jones. Any questions? I know he's the side of Mr. Logistics.
No, I don't have any questions at all right now.
Okay. Did you see my schedule? I was looking for somebody to volunteer to help me do the schedule.
Volunteer to help you do the schedule. We'll talk offline, okay?
Okay.
We'll talk offline, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
No, but I mean, it is exciting. I mean, I'm so happy just to see a lot of people who join in the medical mission and with different skills, because we do need to empower these children, because if they feel good about themselves from doing sports and get accomplished and do something else, also it translated to the education. And that's what we are trying to do for sports side and the nutrition side. If they eat and they have full tummy, then they should be able to focus on school. And then hopefully at the end, they can better themselves and better their family. So that's the part to which instead of just us go and teach dental hygiene and then just run out of there, the child is hungry, the child is not physically fit, they don't know what to do, they're injured, they don't know what to identify if they're injured. So that's how we are trying to address different corners to try and at least give them awareness. Okay, this is what you need to know about your body, and also focus on the food. This is the type of the food you should eat before the practice, before the competition, after competition. Why do you need to be hydrated? Because remember, it's hot and the kids pass out, not because they don't have enough energy or anything, it's because they're dehydrated. When they're playing outside, they don't think that, okay, I'm sweating. They're born and they know this is normal for them. Oh yeah, you're supposed to sweat. That's great. But did you replenish it? They don't know that. So we need to be able to educate and finding the bottle of water to try and encourage them. Water is good for you. So that issue usually is not going to be an issue with the children at school to say, just drink the water, because that's what they have. The issue is going to come to my friends there at Magnet. Tell them to drink water, just plain water, not Gatorade, not juices, not fancy sodas. It's because they need to be able to know that water is important as an athlete. You need to drink water, like plain water. So, but that's what we need to work with and inform these kids. Any other questions? Any concern? Something
yes,
that,
I still have some more.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, just to comment real quickly too. I was going to say, yeah, my son plays basketball. They have trainers and all that stuff like that. He's at a private school, and they are big on water. That Gatorade and sugar water and all that stuff like that. That stuff has been out was out the window quite a few years ago. So, and then I also wanted to mention to Kassan or CB that we're considering. I really don't do. I can't say I'm going to be part of sports because I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Wherever Dr. Gaboni sends me and whatever she tells me to do, anybody who was there knows last year that that's basically what I'm going to be doing. So, but I was thinking it would be good if we followed, like my son just came back from a camp, a basketball camp. They went to the college, they stayed there, 8 and all that stuff. Then next 2 weeks from now, we'll be in North Carolina at another elite camp there. But I was thinking it would be good maybe if we had somewhat of a camp model where we could train them and then have some kind of games or something, or at least culminate in something where they could actually use their competitive skills. I think that would be kind of like a good format. I know we don't have a lot of time, but we were just thinking it would be really exciting for the kids as well too, to kind of take what they learn and put it into practice. So.
Okay, that sounds good. It could be done even in a drill setting. It could be set up to where it's competitive. Once everybody gets that skill set, at least have an idea of it. And yeah, we'll make it fun, like, going against each other here and there.
You know the drill.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, I got some pennies, because believe it or not, you probably think they have uniforms, right?
Oh, I didn't, to tell you the truth, I didn't even think about that. I just knew they were going to be in school, and I was just ready for them just to be active however they came. You know how they say in church, come as you are. So
yes,
as they came, however they came, we just.
Yeah, but even the team.
But you say you have.
I'm sorry.
You were saying you had pennies. That's what you were mentioning. You have some pennies.
Yes, I have like maybe like two. I have 2 packs of 2 colors. It's like 12 each. But I'm going to see if I can get some more, because they won't have anything really to kind of distinguish themselves, and it's kind of to give them like a good feel of a more competitive nature. Even though they have a team, most of the children are not going to be on that team. So And then even that team, as I was saying earlier, I don't think they even have the uniform or a lot of the equipment, or they're lacking even in equipment, should I say.
No, they don't even have any equipment. So if you want to pack the goalies and stuff, let's take them.
Yeah, or even an air pump and stuff like that. You'd be surprised at what they don't have. So.
No, but I think, Mr. Sekabe, your suggestion, or when we were discussing before, I think probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, is if we have, we allowed for the sports in the school, like teach 2 or 3 classes in a day. So then within the first week, it will be every single student in the first week, we have a PE class with the global volunteers. And then so from there, you pick maybe first, second grade to be one team, like you get the, I hate to say the best, or the most active, or at least lookalike athletes in each of those groups, and then come and compare them the next Monday at the evening after class, give them different pins, like this is blue and this is yellow, and then compete, just to give them excitement that, oh yeah, we can compete and something like that. So that, as I said, now at least we have a little bit more time to add it to the, during the day. So we can be left with the second week for sports related activities to have some competition, at least maybe twice, Monday and Tuesday, or Monday and Wednesday. I don't know what the schedule they come up with. We ask them to stay back and then do that. And maybe the other 2 days, then they will still go to Magnet and do whatever they need to do for Magnet. So that one, I think it can be covered that way. Now we know they eat. I don't have any problem for them staying back. Yeah. So I mean, we can make as fun as we can, especially for the kids. We want to inspire them really to see, okay, I can do better. I can do this. And then if I can stay healthy, I can stay fit. So that's part, yeah.
And then I have one more last thing. So I'm going to make my pitch here. So we, hold on, Victoria's coming back in. So we've been doing some fundraising for, in terms of the nutrition, and our original goal was to raise $50,000 to be able to feed the children, I believe it was 1 meal a day for an entire year. At that time, they did not have the food program that they have now, even though a lot of the students don't have the money or can't bring the money regularly to eat in school. So we did come up with the Clif Bar donations. And then I was saying, because we had 2,000 Clif Bars, but if you think about it, the Clif Bars with 800 and something people, that's like maybe 2 days at the most, depending on how that works out. So, and then it's not doesn't have a lot of nutritional value as well. So what we decided was, we're going to buy the water bottles, and we'll see if we can pay for the meals for the 2 weeks. And the cost of the meals was $1,700. We have raised money, and we believe we can cover the bottles. And we're hoping that we can ship all of the Clif Bars that we have. We've already shipped some. They've already left by sea quite some time ago. So we're trying to see now if we can, in some people's luggage, if we can actually just ship the remaining Clif Bars so that there's no baggage cost for that. But then that still leaves us with a balance for the meals. So I've pledged $150. Dr. Ngito has pledged $150. Actually, I matched him for $150. And Dr. Msambi Chaka has pledged $91. So if there's anyone else at this time who can help us to reach our goal to cover the cost for feeding the children for the days that we're there, plus 1 day, it would be greatly appreciated. And if you don't have the money, I understand that as well. It's not an attempt to pressure anybody. So, you know, we're thankful, grateful, and appreciative, because everybody here has put in work or is going to put in a lot of hustle time. So we're grateful and appreciative.
I mean, if anybody has anything, then they can just let me know, which is fine. there's a lot of expenses, I mean, everywhere else. So, and I know some people have donated money already to the medical mission. And most of the time, the way it works when you do the donation is when you specify the money goes to something specific, it has to go to something specific. I'm going to give you an example. If somebody said, okay, I'm going to give you $500 for item like a Help Baby Breathe, buy a mask, even if Help Baby Breathe have $10,000, that $500 have to go there. That's the IRS says, because I have to justify for every single penny comes to the organization with attachment to saying that so-and-so given this much money. If people want, sometimes people say, oh, we're gonna give money in general, like give for the whole medical mission, whatever you do with it, I don't care. Those are the parties you can just maneuver the funds from one area to the other that way. But if somebody gives the money specifically for one area, it has to go to that area. And so sometimes people say, oh, if I wanna give the money, I don't want the money to go to something else except, for example, nutrition. So it's gonna go to nutrition only. And then so that's how things works. And sometimes it's like lopsided because maybe some area, a lot of people have interest, so you get more money that way. And then some area people have less interest. So that's okay. Then you're still working on the area that is less interested to get those funds. And it works out that way.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Great. I said my business is going to donate $1,000. You can take it and use it for whatever the food is that you want to use it for. Also, I am going to collect another $500. I'm going to try to collect another $500 this week from another gentleman, and you better take that and use it whatever you want to use it for too. He promised to give me $500 when I get ready to go, so I'm going to try to collect that this week.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jones. But is this the same ones that you say the area? Because that one I directed to school. I said the area when you said that you were pledging the $1,000 from your business. I was going to direct it to the school notebook because I ordered them already. Is that a different one or is that the same $1,000 you're going to give?
That's the same $1,000 I'm going to give. Same $1,000. It's only $1,000 that's the point. You can't breathe blood out of turnip, though. Stop trying to do that, okay?
No, I was just trying to.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah, that's just the one. But the $500 should be extra. And as soon as I get it, then I'll let you know. Okay.
So the $500 definitely is gonna go to the to the nutrition, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much for that lunch.
Okay.
Yeah. So the $1,000 I already ordered the notebook with for the kids, for all those 830 kids. So they're all gonna get the notebooks. Okay. Thank you very much.
You use it for whatever you want to use it for.
Yes. Thank you.
I was going to say, Steve Jones, for those of you who don't know, he's our prayer warrior, and Victoria Jones is one of our board of directors. She's just kind of hiding in the background there.
There she is. Mr. Tunto, I think you had your hand raised.
It was just to say thanks to the guy who was talking about donation, Steve. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. No, that's a huge blessing. Definitely. See, I told you, if he's around somewhere, we keep getting more blessing.
Yeah.
No, definitely, because it's gonna be very nice. Like we feed the kids at least there. It's so hard. It was heartbreaking for me to think like when I send the volunteers there, and then lunchtime I said, the volunteer, come here. Let's hide here and eat lunch. And then the kids don't have to. That was just, it was not sitting well with me. So I'm glad and thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Siakabe, for pitching that again. So what we always say, haba na haba.
That's right.
Yeah.
Collect a little bit at a time, and then before you know, it's like this big. So no, thank you very much. And just spread the words. Anybody who can help, even if they want to give you $5, we'll take it. Because
Bando, Maliza Gogo.
That's the opposite. See, you made Mr. DJ laugh. Because she understood that problem.
And I used to seeing a grown man speak like he's in the 2nd grade, right?
But anyway, if anybody has any question, guys, thank you very much. I don't want to keep taking your time, but thank you very much. We're going to continue working on. So for the school, as of now, we're going to still focus on the schedule to try and put at least 2 or 3 items in each day. And then for sports purposes, for magnetic, definitely 2 days. And then we're going to figure out how many hours we can allocate for that. And we're going to figure out which team should come, because if the healthcare team also comes, they can do the healthcare related things, while the sports people comes and do the sports stuff. And then if we need to rotate to do as many kids as we can, that's fine. We're going to figure out that part. And then, so we need to figure out probably within this coming week, because I'm working on the schedule to try and distribute people, because they need to know by the 27th of this month, they need to know where exactly they are going. And which, as I said, it's only 33 days left. And usually September, I don't count September because by then it's over. So there's a lot of stuff we need to go. And thank you very much, everybody, for coming in and share your ideas. And if you have any questions afterwards, you think, please ask. There's no small questions. The more we learn, the more we clarify things, the better everybody's going to have an understanding of what we're going to do, and the better we're going to experience. But there's a lot of surprise behind this thing. I can't tell you, but you have to come to the medical mission with me and then find out. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. This is going to be the biggest one yet. So
yeah.
Yes.
Were you going to say something earlier, Bree? I thought you unmuted. No? Okay.
Mr. Tunton.
No, that's a clap.
Oh. Wait a minute. I got to learn how to do that too. Hold on.
I know sometimes people do this and I'm like, what? You have a question? No. But anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate that. And I'm sure the kids at the Minazini and Magnet teams are going to be blessed to have your presence there. So we can go and try to impact these little young people and inspire them to do better in life, so they can help somebody else when we're not there. So thank you very much. And I'm going to let you have your Sunday back. We'll see you again next time.
All right. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Harriet.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bless the day.
Thank you, Miss
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Miss B. Okay. Bye, Mr. Jones.
Bye, Miss Harriet.
Hey, what's up?